I would like my students to walk away from my classroom with the desire to learn more and to seek out valuable experiences in life. Of course, I would always hope that I have a positive impact on my students, but unfortunately, I don't always get to see what kind of impact I have. But there is evidence in my former students when they come back and they'll let me know that they're doing well, or perhaps they achieved some kind of high honors in their classrooms, and that's always really exciting for me. I would like to tell my students and let them know, and I would hope that they would know when after they can think back to their elementary year with me, is that I was a teacher that cared about them sincerely, and that I would be known as one that never gave up.
It's a challenge. It's never boring. I teach middle school. There's so many things going on. Time goes by fast, and I love when kids get it. Math is tough, and a lot of them, they don't like it when they're here. They don't like the math class. So if I can give them something that will make them at least like something about math, that makes me come to school the next day. That makes me happy. I get chills when they understand something. And when I teach something and they understand it, it's a feeling that you don't feel anywhere else except when you have a child. It's that type of feeling.
And I also remember that the students that came to my class, they have a learning disability. But otherwise, you know, they're smart. When you listen to them orally, we wouldn't know that they had a learning disability, because they're intelligent, they're vocal, they participate, they know the things that are going on, they're familiar with the iPads, M3, all of those things that they've taught me that I wasn't familiar with. So they're pretty rounded kids, but they do have that learning disability that I have to work with them and try to help them close that gap. I want them to look back and remember Mrs. Fox was fun. She loved to read and she loved math.
What's the most rewarding aspect for me is to see that my students are being successful, especially with the type of student that I work with. When I see them out in the community and they're working, or I see them doing positive things, it's very rewarding, because I know that they have a lot of obstacles to overcome, and to see them overcoming those obstacles is a great feeling. Sometimes the kids just need to talk. If we're in the middle of a lesson and maybe something I have said has triggered something, I let them just talk. That's a moment that we pause in our lesson, and if they want to discuss it, we will stop and we will discuss it. Or sometimes they'll say, "Miss, can I speak to you after class?" And I do that also. I think I would want them to know that I really, really care about them, and I pray for them. I think about them, that I hope and pray that they are doing well.
This is their second home. They call me mom sometimes. I've told them, just don't call me grandma and we're okay. But just for them to be comfortable in their classroom. They're allowed to move around in the classroom. This is their room. It's that moment when they tell me, I got it, I did it, you know, it's because of you. The parents behind them that call me and tell me thank you for inspiring my kid to read a book, that they want to do homework, that's what keeps me coming back to school. I feel very honored because I am who I am because of them. I've always said it. They help me, and they have helped me grow. They teach me how to be a better teacher. So really, this is not just about me, it's about my school. It's about my staff. It's about all of us together working, because ultimately our goal is to teach our children.
I would say when you see those students that have never done well, or that have just been pushed aside, and I can actually grasp those students and really make a change in them, or at least even if it's a slight change, and you see them progress throughout the year, it's really rewarding to see that first few weeks of class they didn't want to do anything, and then throughout they start to show some effort in their classwork. And then of course seeing them graduate is just a great feeling. I've seen a few classes graduate already, and it's just amazing seeing them walk down with their diploma. it's a surreal feeling because I'm so happy for them to be moving on. But at the same time, I've made these bonds with so many of these students that it's hard that I'm not going to be able to see them continue on through their high school year. But in the end, I know that I've done my job correctly. I've taught them what they needed to know in biology. I've hopefully passed on some life skills that they're going to need, and most of all, taught them some character that they need in order to succeed in life.
I think that the person that inspired me the most to be a teacher was my dad, who is a 35-year educator in the school district of McAllen. I think he instilled the work ethic that it takes to be a teacher, but also at the same time, it gives you an opportunity to raise a family. The impact that I want to make is a positive impact. I know that education is a key to success in life, and I want these kids to have an opportunity to succeed. Life is difficult, it's full of challenges, but when you have an education and that piece of paper, it gives you a hope, and it gives you a chance to succeed in life. A lot of things that we do, we do for the kids, we do it for our family. And when your colleagues say, hey, you know what, we voted you Teacher of the Year, it shows to me that they have confidence in the job that I do with not only our students, but with the faculty. We are a great faculty at Rangerville, and to be honored by them and with this honor, it truly is a blessing. It truly is a blessing.
Many things in my life have motivated me to become a teacher, but I do want to say that this job has been one of the most rewarding jobs, and yet at the same time it's very challenging. But I find that this is where I want to be. The impact that I'd hope that I can do with them, I was able to inspire them to be a little bit more motivated, to have more confidence in themselves, that life's all about choices and that they can make choices, and sometimes we make good choices and sometimes we make bad choices, but that they learn from them and that they can move on. The most rewarding aspect of my job right now is seeing my kids grow. They grow not just academically, but their personal growth. I see them walk in as elementary students and they do the transition to junior high students. By the time they leave my classroom, they're like little adults, and we grow together as a class also. So it's not just them growing, I'm also growing with them.
I like the kids. That's the best part. They're some days they're funny, and they're motivating. I try to be a fairly good role model and, work on manners and respecting other people and that kind of stuff. That's kind of just a background of my class in general, but to teach them to be good people, and that's to me more important sometimes. Since my subject this year is interior design, I really try to give them a lot of basic living skills. What to do when they move out on their own, a little bit about money, budgeting. We talk about economics, getting that first place. We talk about, how much stuff costs, and basic things like we just went over how to read a ruler, and I tell them, I promise you will use this, not just in housing, but in all areas. So I guess basic housing and living skills that they can use forever.
Kindergarten is special because, some of these students come in with no schooling background at all, no formal background. They left the home, came straight to school at the age of 5 years old. And it's a lot of work, because these kids might be able to recite the alphabet, but they can't manipulate the letters, they can't write the words, they can't even recognize the letters. So that's our job, is to teach them all those basic skills that are going to get them where they need to be for the rest of their lives. I just want all my students to, I want to be that teacher that they had fun learning with. I want to be that teacher that I believed in them when they didn't believe in themselves. I would like to wish them the best in whatever they desire, and just follow their hearts and their minds, and that will lead them to the path they need to be.
The challenge of Gateway and the cool thing about Gateway is that I get to get new kids all the time. almost every day we have somebody graduating, somebody new, somebody moving in, and so it's always a different day, it's always different kids, and we get a chance to celebrate with them all year long. We had a kid graduate today, so you know, you get that, they get the positive reinforcement, and so do we, and I think that's what makes this job really cool. The best part of being a teacher for me is that I get to come in here with my kids and we get to do what we need to do, and we close the door and we do our thing, and that's awesome. And I am never cease to be amazed about how many other people around my campus and my district think that I do a good job, and that's amazing. But for me, it's even that much more important that my kids know, and when they found out, they said, you know, that's great because you are a good teacher, because you do help us with things. And from that perspective, even though being in the spotlight like this makes me very uncomfortable, I understand that it's as much a celebration for my campus and my kids as it is for me. And from there, it's really humbling. It's really humbling.
The most rewarding would be seeing the children succeed, especially those that struggle because they have a negative attitude that they can't do anything right, that it always comes out wrong, that's the most they can do. But once they see they can do one thing, then they move on to more. And then I see them graduate and have a career better than mine maybe. But that's what, you know, the rewards I get. The impact that I want to leave them with is to always try, not to give up. Because I see that a lot on some of the students, that they kind of, maybe they don't have that motivation for whatever the reason might be. I want them to walk away as winners.
Seeing them that they're able to learn, that's what motivates me to be here in this unit. My middle school teacher, Mr. Williams, as a matter of fact, he worked here at Miller Jordan. He inspired me to never give up, work hard, and believe in myself. I hope that they can remember me as I remember my 6th grade teacher. Seeing my students laugh, smile, and knowing that they like to come to my classroom, it makes it rewardable.
Just seeing those kids, you know, seeing that light in their eye when they grasp a new concept, or being able to get it, you know, to understand what we're teaching, and just having them grow. They're little sponges at 4 and 5. I hope, you know, to build that foundation for them, you know, get them started on their schooling, and you know, hopefully have them gain something from being in my classroom. Oh, I just wanted to remember that they had a good time in my classroom, that they learned, you know, that, like I said, that they got that foundation, you know, started for them, and just for them to feel inspired, that they were inspired to continue with their education and go on.
What I hope my students, I call them my children, when they leave here, I want them to know that they can do it as long as they believe in themselves. That yes, it's hard, but if they try and don't give up, they can do anything that they want to do. Seeing their smile on their face when they accomplish a skill that's been so hard for them and they finally get it, just seeing that beam of light in their eyes. What I want them to remember for me is that I believed in them. Because my students, they don't have a lot of self-confidence in themselves, and I want them to remember, you know what, Miss Moreno always believed in me. She always said, I can do it, I am smart. So I hope as they go on and they get through, and they struggle in somewhere, they remember my words and they take that to heart.
Well, having an impact on a child is why I became a teacher in the first place. Day in and day out, you work with these students every day, and you get to know them, their personalities, their likes, their differences. And but you know you've laid the foundation down for them, and they're ready for the next year. So you leave them scholars ready to excel for the next teacher. As a teacher, I hope they remember me with a smile and a song. I love to sing to my students. Winter, spring, summer, fall, there are seasons for in all. Look outside and you will see just what season it might be.
I want them to develop their own voice in society, to not be afraid to have a positive impact, not only in the country, but in our community as well. There'll be obstacles in life, but it doesn't mean that you cannot overcome them. It will be difficult, but you need to keep in mind that your actions, your decisions will not only affect your life, but your family's life as well. So when things get tough, don't let them bring you down. Let them lift you up and continue on, because it is possible to reach your dreams, because I'm proof of that.
The most rewarding aspect of my job is to teach kids how to read. When they come to second grade, most of them already know how to read, but some of them don't know how to read, and the ones that don't know how to read are struggling readers. To actually see them grow and to actually see them when you unlock that something that actually they can actually read now is what's really, really awesome. I can say that I owe a lot to my dad. He was one of my first teachers. He taught me to work hard and to treat others with respect. I learned that education can bring about change and break cycles such as poverty. I think that because of my dad, I strive to be a good teacher every day. I want to impact my community the way he impacted my life.
The most rewarding aspect of my job, I'm going to say, is the joy that you see in their faces. Sometimes they come in, you can tell it's been a rough morning or it's been a long week, and when they have the opportunity to create something, whether it be through music or through art, they get that chance to express themselves, kind of let things go, and they walk out with a smile on their face, and they're happy, and they're always excited to come back. And I like to see that. I love when that happens. I would like to impact them in a way where they feel confident. I want confidence to come from them. I want them to feel capable, and I want them to always know that the potential is there. Sometimes we have to look for how we're going to get there. We have to try different means, and that's been my own experience in my own life. Sometimes it's not the road that you thought, but if you just stay focused, have those goals, and understand that with that little bit of time, like I said earlier, you're going to be able to get there. And so I want them to take that from here.
So it's what?
Am I done?
You guys look at, which is,
What is this? STEM.
This song is for those who inspire us today, who always lend a helping hand to help show us the way. This song is for those who see their students through the tough times in their lives. For that we say thank you. You have made a difference. You have shaped our minds. You have changed the world, one child at a time. You have always been there in everything you do. I hope that you're as proud of me as I am proud of you. This song is for those who heard the silent cries, who stepped in to wipe the tears from the children.
Education is the most powerful weapon in which you can use to change the world. My name is Patricia Avila.
Believe is to achieve. My name is Rosie Peña.
There is no dreamer too small, and there is no dream too big. My name is Ofelia Garcia.
I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. My name is Nora Lee Moreno.
The greatest gift one can be given is the opportunity to work hard at work worth doing. And that's a quote by Theodore Roosevelt. My name is Laura Davila Taylor.
To teach is to touch a life forever. My name is Noemi Garcia.
Muhammad Ali said, I didn't want to train. I hate to train, but I trained every day so I could live the rest of my life as a champion. I'm Mary Zadi.
If God leads you to it, He will help you through it. My name is Mary Isabel Moreno.
Always try and never give up.
My name is Marta Cervantes.
I read, I write. I am Maria Elena Fox.
It's not what is poured into a student that counts, but what it's planted. My name's Laura Frausto.
No man is a failure who has friends. I'm Jennifer Winton.
It doesn't matter where you've been. Doesn't matter the circumstances that have given or upon you. It only matters where you're going. You are in control of your own destiny. I am Albert Mosqueda.
Our greatest natural resource is the minds of our children. My name is Griselda Garcia.
It is difficult to say what is impossible, for the dream of yesterday is the hope of today and the reality of tomorrow. My name is Ashley Camacho.
I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me, Philippians 4:13. My name is Claudia Gonzalez.
Educating the mind without educating the heart is no education at all. Aristotle.
My name is Corina Zuniga. Dreams don't work unless you do. My name is Belinda Vasquez.
A child's life is like a piece of paper on which everyone leaves a mark. What mark will you leave? My name is Anna Richmond.
And I am the teacher.